So I finally completed my crazy Scar BullPup build. As you can see, it's quite large, it's quite elaborate, and it's definitely a bit crazy, and over the top. I certainly acknowledge that. So anyway, it took a long time to put this together. It was like a puzzle. It turned out okay. I mean, I just think it's so big, which is kind of cool. But anyway, it does perform well, so make sure you look for the demo videos. I was very impressed with the performance. If you recall, I replaced the spring to an M95, and then I put in a nice long metal barrel from X-Force Tac USA. Both those parts were. So we got some cool performance out of it, which I definitely like, because anytime, I've told you before, anytime you build one of these, even if you test them as you go, sometimes once you get them all together and things are tightened up, they don't always work exactly like you want. So let's go over everything I did here, okay? So I wanted to make it into a BullPup style. This was kind of some modified files I found that I had used for an AK BullPup. Obviously they had to be adjusted, manipulated to make them work for the Scar. You know, a lot of the BullPup files out there are for airsoft, where the motor isn't always in the same place as we have with the gel blasters. So, you know, obviously because the motor is down here, we have to adjust things accordingly because of that. So that's what's going on back there. Obviously relocated a handle up here, and then the trigger is actually what I've found is printing triggers and getting triggers to work properly with a trigger mechanism with some sort of, you know, lever or pivot hasn't worked out well for me. So basically I took just the trigger sensor piece, essentially, I guess that's what I call it, and it's just a little touch right here. So I just went ahead and moved that, and so all you got to do is just put a little bit of tiny pressure on it. That's what's going to shoot. That's your trigger. Still get your full priming function. You can hear that going right there. Obviously I've replaced that with a bigger knurled knob because I think that looks cool. Nice kind of Harris style grip here. Not only does it fit well on the blaster, it adds some stability where this extension of the handguard is. And then you can see obviously the outer barrel comes all the way out here, and you got a threaded tip on it here. Relocated the battery up here because it used to be in the stock. That's probably a little bigger than I needed to do, but you know, as I was building it, just you have different ideas as you're printing things, and then when they print out, they turn out a little different. This piece up here is really just to keep this shut. So basically that slides open and then slides shut, and then having that rail cover up there does that. So looking at the other side, really not much else different going on over here. Obviously put the riser on, put a little optic up there, got a laser out in front of it. So overall, it's a huge blaster, but it did turn out, and everything works right. And that's really kind of my goal a lot of times, is to mix it up, make different ones, make crazy ones you guys have never seen before, crazy ones that there aren't STL kits out there for you to 3D print. And that's what I got going on here. So let me know what you guys think about it. It is my custom Scar BullPup. Check back for the demo and FPS test. Like I said, this one's definitely performs quite well, so I think you'll like to see that too. All right, thanks for the support. Comments, questions, post them below. Of course, like, subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and participate in those monthly giveaways. Thanks.